Hey guys, welcome to our review of Halo Season 2, Episode 6, Onyx. And on this episode, we got treated to some Spartan 3 action. We got the confrontation that we thought was building between Kai and Master Chief. And we got a nice bit at the end, a little Covenant v. Covenant civil war brewing. A little bit of it. And yeah, so and then a little bit more on Onyx and what this program is and Perangonsky and all of her machinations with the Oni. And we even get a return of that one bitch sergeant that's really mad at Spartans. And she thinks Chief sucks, and because he pointed a gun at her head, and so she pointed a gun at him. Yeah. So basically, and Anderson trying to pit Kai against John to take him out and be done with that and move forward with millions of Spartan 3s instead of looking back and doing. Master Chief, who is now somewhat unpredictable, at least according to Oni. So, Onyx, let's jump to you guys right away. Who wants to go first? What did you think of Onyx? Oh, no.
I'm done, man. Like, I just don't. I don't care about the show anymore. There's so many storylines here, and I don't like almost any of them. I don't care about Kessler. Why are we still doing Soren and
yeah, his wife,
the lady?
Michael Jackson.
What? What do you mean, Michael Jackson? Michael Jackson. All right. Anyway, Michael Jackson from South Park.
Yeah. I don't care about that. I don't like the whole Quan following Ghost Hail Bob lady.
Yeah.
Why are they even using this old lady as the ghost that Quan followed? Why can't it be her father? Why can't it be like an actor? They just got lazy.
Yeah, I mean,
hey, do you want like $5 more? Because we've got this scene that you could do.
Yeah, we got that Paramount Plus money. I can pay you in coupons.
$5 more.
And so I just.
Hey, at least they had the commando guns. Did you see the Spartan 3s using the commando from Halo Infinite? Yeah, not really working.
I don't care about the Spartan program here. Like, it seems like we're doing everything out of order for budget reasons. We start this episode and like they're like, hey, we're gonna do stuff. It's like, I didn't even know you were on this planet. How did you find this planet? And then they separate for no reason, and then we go off into our own story. And so I just don't care anymore. I don't think it's an.
Did you ever care?
I did. Actually, there was parts of this season where I was like, oh, hey, we're building into something, but I've just been waiting. We're almost done with 2 full seasons, and I'm waiting for them to just skip this part. And what was funny is Halsey even said it. She's like, can't we just skip this part? This is the part.
Love that part.
This is the
we
part.
all said it. We were like, oh my God, yes.
Please.
Spartans are the reason my mother's dead. Please, can we skip this part?
This is the part where you're mad at me, and this is the part in the TV series where it's like, look, we need to figure out if we even have the budget to get to this other part, and we want to set up all of these political machinations that honestly aren't working. You're doing a really, really poor job making me believe that even the human beings have the capability to be doing this when they're facing extermination, because under no circumstance, even Cortana's like, you're going to get your ass beat even if you fight them now. So it's like, I don't buy anything that's going on. I don't like anything that's going on. And even though the finish line, it looks like the finish line's right there. Yeah. I can see it. That's Halo. Chief's about to put his armor back on again. He's going to be reconnected with Cortana. There's going to be a couple Marines. I just don't fucking care. And I don't buy anything because it's so poorly written. Yep. Perez spent all of the Fall of Reach with Master Chief, killing Covenant, doing pro-human being shit. Perez is he's not the first, but, under Kai. Kai and Perez would have talked about Master Chief not being a goddamn spy the entire fucking time. So this show is goddamn stupid. And you're doing everything so poorly. Why am I supposed to care about anything that happens here? So I don't fucking care. I'm going to give this episode a 4 out of 10. It's below average. It's not even, I'm skipping ahead. I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
I don't think it's awful. I don't think it's like a 2 or a 3. I just don't care about any of it because the writers didn't care about any of it. And so if I wasn't here with you guys next week, I would not be watching this.
I 100% agree with that because when they first
that was excellent, excellent breakdown.
It is.
I actually just realized the Perez
No,
Kai.
I was about to.
And that knocked all the wind out of me because it's like, what the fuck?
Kai knows that would know.
Yes.
Like, unless Perez is like, I can't say anything because
she's my superior officer. Shut
no,
up.
just
shut
stop.
up.
Just stop.
We know you were trying to build the tension for the thing, but then
But
the
it's
writers
fucking
forgot.
stupid because, like,
they
Perez
had to put Perez. They don't have to put Perez. All of us were like, why is Perez
We said it.
a Spartan 3 in
We
this
said
fucking
it.
scene?
She's cheaper than CGI.
They could have hired anybody else.
Yeah.
It could have been any other actor. Anybody. But no, it had to be Perez, and that breaks certain other story elements. Go ahead, Joe.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to talk about as well. Because Perez was there. She's like, hey, I was there with Vanek, Riz, and John. And Keys was there. Everything that was going on. He could have told her that, but she's like,
yes, we fought
do a
them.
fucking
We were killing
stupid-ass
Covenant.
stare. It's like, oh, I don't like you because you were reaching.
Do you realize, what we did in order to save human lives that day, and it had nothing to do with Maki and all of her stupid bullshit?
I think their fucking training program is fucking stupid. A whole bunch of people are just like in VR. It's like, okay, we're ready for war. It's like, are you though? You're not really training. You're just playing.
They're going to get shin
Joe
splints.
made a joke.
I did. It's like,
Joe made a
how
joke
are
that
you
they
training?
got fat and then they wouldn't be able to fit in the Spartan 3
Because
suits
all they do
they're
for
sitting
months,
in a chair.
Joe, others eating.
Obviously, that is different from that. They'll do some
Did you
physical
not see
training.
the Spartans training?
They will do physical training as well.
No, I don't know.
But
Yeah,
they're just doing the little VR thing. It's like, okay, I'm gonna take over. I'm gonna do this. It's like, okay, this is stupid, and you don't really get to see what's going on. You just see Perez's face because it's cheaper for them. It's a cheap set. It doesn't matter. I didn't like it. And another thing he pointed out is how did Kai get the hallway?
They know the exact hallway that Vanek died in, that they fought in.
Everything,
and
the
it's,
layout.
Kai is training on Reach because she feels like she, missed out and feels shame that she wasn't on Reach. And so the set that she's fighting on is the exact hallway. But they could have the fucking plans of that particular...
The exact
exploded building behind it.
The exact
where
the
they
way it was
escaped.
exactly exploded from the set. Clearly, that's what me and Joe said was like, this is to save money, and we're reusing the same set.
Yeah, it's fucking stupid. Is this episode called a reunion?
Yeah. So she knows exactly where they fought and died, but she
Onyx.
doesn't realize that they didn't have their armor, which is a reason that they fought and died, or Vanek fought and died. And so she's like, "Did you take their armor?" It's like, if you've been training in the place where he died, you saw that he had no armor.
No, I don't think that that simulation shows they're fighting.
The
simulation is just that hallway, but it's the hallway destroyed in the exact same way that we saw earlier, so it doesn't make sense.
No, I just said it was called
These
a
are all
reunion,
budgetary
though.
restraints. Same thing with the Spartan 3s when they go on to the Halo frigate ship. There's no Covenant. You don't ever see them. They're fighting fog, and they're fighting lasers coming.
Fog's
plasma
terrifying,
coming.
man.
It is.
Can't
But
see
yeah,
But, I did like seeing the Spartan 3s in action. I thought that was one of the better parts. And then also same thing, but then ruined by, it's like, but this doesn't make sense. What is Perez? Why are we shoving Perez? That kind of gets ruined there. And I did like the Covenant on Covenant. And the Kai versus Chief was very, very forced. And you can see all of the cracks in the story setup that the writers just never filled in and never found good reasons for it. They're looking for drama in other areas, and our question is why? If you weren't jacking around with Quan and jacking around with Soren and Soren's wife, we could get some more of this drama from the Covenant side. Like, that shit was interesting to me. That we had a new priest, fucking elite guy.
Yeah, that was a good part. But
I like that.
I don't remember
like
elite
putting
priests or
some
something
right.
like that,
I don't think there normally are. Maybe this is their version. So
I like the idea of the Spartans. I don't think that they were depicted in any way that should be satisfying for anyone because they were insubordinate, they were unorganized, if they were like kicking ass and then randomly dying because it's an impossible mission, sure. But it looked like they were presented by people that had just been recruited to Spartan 3s because it looked like it had,
yeah,
right?
like the program, it's an insult to the program.
I think it's odd because like that's the kind of stuff I
like
do want to
it's been
see.
in for weeks instead of years and decades like it was, and it's just further behind the Spartans.
Yeah, show me that they are kicking ass, but they're losing to some weird thing. Instead, you show me that they're sloppy, they don't know what they're doing, they don't follow
They're
orders.
arguing in the middle of the fucking
Yeah.
I'm in command here.
The guy-
Perez is
one of
like,
the
I'm the
guys-
main character because the script wrote me more lines.
Yeah, one of the guys is like, "Oh, we're all gonna die."
It's a bullshit. We got assault to eat force.
Let the fucking bees, man!
Exactly.
Great! We're all gonna die!
He's like, "Okay."
Oh shit, I didn't hear that.
Yeah.
What a fuck.
Yeah, so it's like I
my
don't
God.
like the Spartan
Really?
threes the way they were
This
depicted.
is part 3. You might as well just be Marines. In fact, I think
Marines-
Marines are better than you guys at this point.
Absolutely.
We're all gonna die!
But if we send enough bodies, we might buy you some time to fight the system.
You're out of line!
And keep their shit.
Yeah, and
together.
again, like it's forced with Perez because like last time we saw her, she had trauma with everything that was going on, and
Right,
now all of a
that's why
sudden
we
she's
were
like,
like, what the
"I'm
fuck?"
stepping up. I'm gonna be the badass here." It's like, what? Where did this come from?
You
though?
have severe emotional
So
damage.
initially we were
PTSD.
like, what is going on here? Because we thought it was real, and then we realized halfway in, oh, this is going to be a simulation. It
Yeah,
was
it's
a
just-
simulation, and this is just so that we can get a scene of Kai. Kai is training them, and the reason why they're going to eventually be good is because Kai gets to yell at him, and Kai gets to do all this.
And all they need is hope. That's it.
Right. But there is a small subplot that Anderson is letting them win so that they have confidence and gives them hope so that they can go and do these suicide
Side
missions
mission,
and maybe potentially 7%
They have
chance
a
to win.
0.0001%.
Right. And this is what ultimately Kai catches on to, though I had no idea why she would continue to beat the shit out of John and
I
for
believe
no
you.
reason.
But she had to put on a show.
I guess she had to put on the show, right? I just thought
pull back some of the punches, all right?
she's definitely acting authority. She was
Stop
like a
resisting
cop.
arrest, and,
Stop
and then he's
resisting.
just like, I'm not resisting.
gonna fight you.
I'm just speaking that
Facts.
to some police that's resisting, so they're just gonna keep beating your ass. All right, well, okay, let's do final verdicts then.
I agree. 4 is below average. If this continues, like, I don't
Okay,
care.
but you liked it better than the last episode, yeah? The last episode was
Yeah, but-
was one of the lows
Yeah.
for us. I think we gave it 3 out of 10. I gave. I'm not sure what y'all gave. I think we all agreed on 3.
This is a little
Pretty
bit,
bad.
but it's still 4. Not much improved. I don't care about these side quests that are going on. I don't care about these characters.
Yeah.
I'm here to watch John and see what's going on with that storyline. But again, we're getting cut off going to other places, and I'm not really invested.
Yeah,
It just fucking sucks. And sorry, at the very end, we get that cool Covenant fight, but barely because it's mainly Maki crawling down. So all you see is like legs moving around. I was like, all right, whatever.
Yeah, man. Can we not? I mean, you're still using CGI budget, but you're purposefully moving the camera in a way where we don't see it. But the modelers had to work all day to do the sword fight in the background
I
so that
wanted
it
to
makes
see
sense.
that. Show me that, and then cut to her getting close and touching it. I don't want to see her just crawl through everything. I want to see the
It's
background.
instant.
Yes.
It's like the Godzilla
So that-
moment when the two kaijus are fighting, and I'm like, "What's happening? Don't close those doors! Don't close the door!" And the doors close.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the points that this one gets over last episode is I really do like the Cortana and John scenes. Really, really well done. But what it kind of does is it detracts. It's like, cool, we got so little of this. This is what I want you to be focusing on. This is what I think you should be focusing on. It doesn't even use a lot of CGI. It's just great. That feels Halo to me. And then all of this other stuff isn't. So slightly better than last week. But everything about this episode has me disinterested in the series on the whole.
Okay, let's see. 4 and 4. I am between a 5 and a 6. I think I'm going to go with 6. I think I liked it a little more than y'all with the collection of the scenes. You mentioned another one that I had forgotten to mention, which was John and Cortana linking back up for the first time. You got to get up, Chief. You know, that's video games. And she's able to, I guess, through communications, remotely access these different things, opening the path for him in order to touch the artifact. This is how they do the cliffhanger ending. He touches the artifact, it powers up. Maki is doing the powering up, and she's touching at the same time. Boom, we smash the black. We have no idea what happens next. I guess they get the visions again. Maybe they'll be back in Halo, and he's back with his crazy ex-girlfriend, and we can get another.
Well, as soon as this
Maki-
episode began, you were the one who pointed out. I was like, everyone just fucking split up, didn't tell anyone.
Yeah, I was like, what is happening? So
And you kind of knew what was going on. It's like, all right, we're gonna get all these stories.
all these individuals. So it's like, fuck, we finally bring everybody to one planet, and they're
We
like,
split
okay,
'em up.
peace out, bye, like, bye, but where are you going? Where are you? I'm gonna go jump in the fucking sewer. I'm gonna go fucking this direction to look for my Kessler, and I'm gonna go to the
Halsey just took off. Nobody knew.
Nobody knew where she went. But turns out she was in the same place as the
She jumped
sewer.
in the sewer too. Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Okay. But still, ultimately, I'm like, okay, well, at least they're all together. At least they reduce there's still some Quan and there's still some Soren and Y, but they reduce those. And we're focusing Spartan 3s. We're focusing on Anderson's plan and Parangonsky's plan. And then, the Covenant v. Covenant, and then just trying to you got to get to the Halo before them, says Cortana. And then the pressure of this new Arbiter to be like, all this shit better be fucking real because now I've just murdered my own, and High Council's already pissed off at us, so we're going to have massive retribution. And I just chose the ring over everything. So, like, he's desperate. So that has juicy potential. And so I guess I'm just latching onto that. I'm going to go 6 out of 10. And we can go into the individual breakdown and where I think we're going to go with the series. Because I think, so we have 2 episodes left. This was number 6. 6 Onyx. This was Otto Bathurst, directed and written by Sarah McCarron. We have 2 more episodes left. Thermopylae, which was mentioned by name in this episode when...
That's where Kessler is.
Oh, no! We're going to have a Soren. We're going to have a Soren.
Their story's
Soren's
not done,
wife.
so it has to continue.
I get feeling like Soren's wife's going to die, and I would be like, okay, thank you. Let's get rid of some of these. Maybe trying to save the son or something like that, and maybe he has to put his armor back on. He doesn't have his armor. I don't know. All right, so that's Thermopylae, and then the final episode, Halo. And these next 2 are directed by the same person, Denis Gordon, but written by 2 different people. But the original showrunner is going to write the last episode, David Weiner. And I'm very apprehensive that we're not going to get the Pillar of Autumn. I get this feeling like we're going to teleport.
Yep.
And I don't want to do that. Is so fucking lazy.
You saw the Stargate.
Because they set it up
Fargate. Do you want to
here.
get sued?
They set it up here where, Master Chief, we have to get you there before they. And I'm thinking, well, they're already going there. So how's
they're
Master
close.
Chief? And Master Chief has to do all these other things first. So he's got to take a shortcut. Oh, God, please don't.
And you see it, right?
And then how are all the other Marines and stuff going to get on the Halo installation without the Pillar of Autumn?
No Marines.
Falling apart. And then, Master Chief running and saving some pocket of Marines while doing the things that he needs to do.
Just Perez.
Listen, what I'm hoping for is
That's what I was
that
thinking.
Halo will be worth it in Season 3. Right now, it's not worth it. It's frustrating. It's annoying. There's flashes here and there of what it can do right. We were saying, goddamn, finally, a great battle scene on Reach. And Alex said something, and I went back and I confirmed it. Alex is right. So he was like, this isn't even the best battle scene they've had. I was like, no, this is. But then I went back and watched Season 1 towards the end. When they're out in the fucking open.
Oh, yeah.
That is a that's like they blew their whole budget on that fucking scene.
It was good.
Yeah, it was good. It's not the best, but still better. I mean, we saw Atriox, who we thought was Atriox, fucking show up. The big fucking brute. We saw the...
There were grunts. There was everything.
There were grunts. That's right.
That battle had everything.
That jumped in the fucking warthog. They had the shielded guy. We had it, everybody. So that was the better battle. And so far, Season 2 hasn't really had something at that level. We did have a battle on Reach. I liked it, but then we moved on quickly. And I'm like, oh, my God, is this the end of Reach? And we were hoping that Onyx would be a little bit more of that. It wasn't.
Well, it was
no.
just like,
No, it wasn't.
no.
We did
they
get
were
a blind guy with
attacking
a
a
grenade
frigate.
launcher. That's funny.
They were attacking a frigate, and we didn't see a single fucking Covenant on there because they ain't got the budget for the Covenant on that frigate.
Not even in their VR.
Not even in the VR. Like, I thought it could have been like the video game.
Yeah, really bad because like the excuse because it's VR, and then it's like no.
That's fine, but they didn't do it. So unless Thermopylae has more reach on it, where they're finished glassing the planet, or Halo, which may be a possibility. So All right, well,
Low
that's
expectations.
it. Low expectations. Yeah, the season 2 might have gotten rid of some of the more fucking stupid elements, with Quan Ha and her visions and the mystical peoples and stuff. Yeah, but they're
back in full force,
but just in a little bit different format.
Yeah.
I'm thinking so. David Weiner, what's going on here, man? These last 2 episodes, you're going to really need to ramp things up in order to give me hope that you can do Season 3 the way that you should do Season 3. And maybe this could be a story. We can be like, hey, you know how the first 2 seasons of Star Trek The Next Generation are not the best, and everybody says, oh, go straight to Season 3. But even then, they've already failed at that because there are good episodes in Season 1 and Season 2 of TNG. Yeah. It's just different. It has a different mood, has different writing. Picard's more of a jerk. The CGI's a lot better because they were like really spending that, and then their budgets got less, but their stories got better and their writers got better.
Yeah.
Here, it seems like our budget is getting smaller and our writing is getting worse.
I just don't have the hope for the level of the writing. Like, I'm just not interested in the human politics that he's got going. Like, it just doesn't feel appropriate and it doesn't fit at the period of time. I'm not interested in most of the stuff they've got here, so they could turn it around. They
Here's
absolutely
where they're
could.
teasing at stuff that I am interested in. I am interested in Covenant on Covenant Civil War. I am interested in Forerunner technology. How's it tie into all of this? I am interested in the Halo installation. And the secret of the Halos, the flood. This could all be Season 3. So we're all just getting through this shit so that you don't have to, and we can tell you when it is good. And we get
because right now what's going to happen is Halsey's daughter's going to try to fix it. She's like, oh, we're missing a piece. And then Quan's going to be like doing her mystical powers. He's like, I opened the portal for you guys.
And
then
there.
The Ghost is definitely going to do exactly what he said.
Perez would be like, oh, me, Spartans. And then they're going to go and charge in.
And then Perez conquers Halo and John dies.
And John... well, not the dying part, but he's
don't
going to go in
forget
there.
that Maki comes in and she's like, I had the baby.
That's why she couldn't access the powers anymore, is because she's with child.
I was thinking that. Just to piss
Shut
him
the
off.
fuck.
It's going to be something like that. What do you think?
No,
you don't think?
Of course
You don't think
not.
Quan is going to be the key? No, not
stupid?
that.
No,
not
he's going
that.
to teleport.
Everything else.
Everyone that's
she's the
important
key.
is going to teleport. It's going to be the only way off Onyx. And
Okay, so that's that. Okay, welcome to the episode breakdown. So Perez is a Mark III ? Makes no fucking sense. I get it that I guess she wants to have another go at another chance after all of this fucking PTSD and battlefield trauma, and it's like, all right, fine. If I'm forced to take that leap in logic, and it's not just the writers being like, okay, let's write this character who's a main character back into the story some way. That's what it feels like. But then you have the problem is, why is Perez not speaking to Kai about John? But I guess if you want, they could be like, well, she doesn't know that she has a problem with John. Everybody thinks John's dead.
yeah, as the person who like last saw John, you'd think she would want to like say he died.
But he died on Reach, so she's not, I guess. You'd think she'd at least have a conversation with him and say he went out like a champ. He was behind and then gave time for us to fucking leave.
It's like they try to fight, but they didn't have the suits. You'd be like, what do you mean they didn't have the suits? It's like, they were gone.
Exactly.
The keys was
there's a huge plot hole, and I can't get over it. And I'm trying my best to see what excuses the writers would have for that to happen.
Yeah, when you witnessed the most famous human being alive, and that the most famous human being and his 2 buddies saved you and everyone else, and you're not going to tell a single person?
The other person in that fucking squad?
Yeah, you wouldn't want to. Yeah.
Fuck you guys. All right. So then they attack a frigate. They get on the frigate, and they ultimately lose because they are incredibly unprofessional, untrained, bumbling morons, and they die.
Yeah. Great. Love the Spartan 3 program.
Yeah, but she's a terrible shot, and she's had prior training. Yeah, because that's what John said, because when they first meet.
Yeah,
I can tell your
team.
Yeah. That's her. She had training. She has a gun, but now all of a sudden she's better.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, we didn't know if that was her shooting herself.
Months
That
of
was
training.
her mates. Anyways, it was a simulation, and it turns out Kai is the one in charge of all the Spartan 3s, and her job is to give them hope that they are real Spartans when they are nowhere near the size of Spartan 2s, nowhere near the skill level of Spartan 2s.
They've been training
the
since
suits
6.
themselves are doing most of the heavy
Since 6.
lifting. But apparently there's no auto aim on these suits, says Joe, so that they can do better at shooting. Anyways, they're trying to deliver a virus to the ship, and somebody gets needled and blows up.
They watch Independence Day. They give it a cold.
Yeah, that's true. I was thinking that. Then Kai makes a reference, my rifle is useless against bees. And okay, they're doing the Star Wars thing. The little X-Wings are so small, so that you can't really, the defensive firepower, even though we lose 3 human ships for every 1 Covenant ship. The targeting is really bad against tiny little Spartan 3s. Makes sense. Okay, this is how we're going to do things. It's just... I wish that the Spartan 3 program was depicted in a more badass way. Instead, it's like they came up with it just now, and everybody sucks.
Like.
So we get a tea scene with Admiral Margaret Parangonsky and Anderson, and is it Anderson? Ackerson. That's right, Ackerson. And then what do they say here? They're just discussing the.
They're telling him about Master Chief. He's like, this is 19
Halsey.
hours ago. Halsey has been seen with the largest man they've ever seen. He's like, there's no way he
They're
could
on
have
this fucking
survived.
planet. I'm like, okay, everybody's on one planet. We're going to get everybody together, and then they instantly
Yeah,
split up.
well, they lead with the tea scene where they're treating the audience like an idiot because they've already hammered home that the narrative is more important than the details, and they get in another long scene where she's talking about Sri Lankan tea farmers going up there and bringing it down and going to the market, and he's like, oh, it's delicious. She's like, actually, I engineered that over there in the corner, and he's like, oh, why would you tell me that? And it's like, because I think the audience is fucking stupid, and this is all about controlling the narrative of Master Chief. It's like, we got it. You've done this 3 times already. Fucking stop it.
Yep. And then, so they're on Onyx and the whole Onyx thing. And this is in the lore, too. It just so happens there's another sewer there on Onyx. And it's like, God damn it. It's like we're doing the Maki thing with the monitor, and she's looking down the sewer at the end of season 1. But Onyx is a Forerunner installation, at least in the lore, and there's tons of Forerunner ruins there, so it makes sense that she stumbles upon ruins. In fact, Halsey is like, this is where it all began. I was studying this, and here's how we go to the hallway. Oh, wait, this isn't right. I don't know what the hell's happening here, and I don't know if that was implying that they shift or they're building. I guess the UNSC also knows about it, and that's why they were down there already.
I think it was an opportunity for Quan to take point.
But
because
Quan took point because she saw the old lady in the gray hair. By the way, I forgot to mention that the Marines show up and start firing at everybody, so that's why Quan is like, oh, shit, and he goes... damn, just missed her. She missed her by that. So she jumps into the sewer to fulfill her obligation as the protector. And so we got the Forerunner technology down there, and eventually
Halsey runs into her daughter.
Halsey runs into Miranda, and it turns out Miranda's back into the season. What was she doing the whole time? They just needed to get rid of her. Oh, she was studying the fucking Forerunner technology, and she goes, you made a bunch of mistakes. And it's implied that with her knowledge now and her mother's knowledge together, that they will be able to figure out something awesome.
I really like this part, especially when Miranda, who's been portrayed as a loving daughter to at least her father, was just not interested whatsoever in the fact that he died, and that she watched the mother watched him die, and we didn't do any of that. And it's just like,
that's gonna be a next episode.
Yeah,
Better
you
be.
made a mistake. On a less important note, where's Dad?
Yeah, that didn't happen.
No.
But it's hopefully to next episode they'll cover that, because that's pretty huge.
People don't talk like that, Alex.
No.
They don't ask questions about their parents.
Their parents who were on a planet that got glass.
There's an interesting scene, though, where we get the Covenant, and the priest basically wants to kill Maki, as we all do.
Your
and he's
pet.
like, just kill it.
It's bullshit.
And he's like, no. She's not mine to kill. He's like, all right, well, if we don't get this shit resolved, soon, bad shit is gonna happen. So Maki's on a motherfucking timer, And there's under pressure. Everybody's under pressure. He's noticing his crew is starting to kind of turn on him a little bit. Now, the chief captured. He gets captured. He gets put in chains. He's surrounded by, say, 20 guys with, rifles.
After Soren said, hey, don't do it. You don't have your suit.
And you're
You're
beat
banged up. There's a lot of them.
He heals very fast. You can hear the...
Well, Soren was right. But anyway, so they capture him, put him in chains, and they're like, there's like 6 guys pulling him on chains. And he's kind of smiling at him, like, is he going to throw everybody around and start like a carnival ride? That would be awesome. But
Just about.
Oh, man, it didn't happen. Instead, they start putting the loops so that he could be stuck in place. But as they're doing this, the lady comes in. She taunts him. She goes, you Spartans aren't as good as,
Cobalt
they make
team.
you out to be, because Cobalt team was found, and they didn't even fire a shot. So you guys suck. Like, yeah, but they were ambushed. They just like this.
I would have loved to
This is
see
the point of an
your.
ambush.
I would
Definitely.
love
I would
to
have
see
loved
your
to have
team.
seen your
Oh, wait,
team.
you did.
Yeah.
John beat them up.
Oh yeah. See, I want this bitch to die, and she better not just disappear from the season without dying first, because they've had 2. They've made it a point now. Hey, Chief, you remember me last time I seen you? You put a gun in my face.
She's got
I
screen
like
time,
this
so
much better.
It's gonna happen.
Shut the fuck up. Yeah, better. Well, I was thinking that he would be able to, like, I don't know, throw a guy into her or something, and that'd be the end of it. But maybe, knowing these writers, she never appears again. Yeah, so then he breaks away, and they stop the footage because it turns out that it was Ackerson and the Admiral looking, and he's, this was an hour ago. He's
I don't
loose.
get this next part.
He's loose. And then, so he's loose on the installation. And Joe goes,
Where's security?
security's
guy
real lax
you
around
are-
here. And then John's just walking the halls. He's in the mess hall drinking chocolate milk and buying stuff from the
This guy could
fucking
fuck your shit up.
convenience machine.
How are you not on lockdown?
And he's also supposed to be like 7 feet. He's supposed to be like the largest man I've ever seen. It's like, you would notice. It's like, wait a minute.
I guess he's trying to sneak around, but there's no cameras, even though they
There's
show that
cameras
there's cameras
everywhere.
everywhere. I don't know. And I was thinking, why didn't they just, like, put the whole place on lockdown? It's like, because they don't want to let Chief know, everybody know Chief's back. That would create a controversy. You don't have to say it's Chief.
Just it's lockdown. Escape prisoner. And that's it.
Escape prisoner.
They,
Exactly.
and then, later on, they said, we have an assassination unit that the Black Ops team that's going to go kill Chief after Kai screwed him up. He's like, I sent this team to go take care of him. It's like, you just send him right away.
Black Ops, yeah. I was, I didn't quite understand that when he said it. Some of these, I needed some subtitles on it, especially for some of the Covenant stuff. Anyways, so what happens next? The gift.
Well, Kai has a really important scene where she's speaking with Ackerson, and he's like, look, the only way the Chief could have ever made it out here, because we all know how much of a fuck-up Chief is, the only way he could have survived is if he's now in an alliance with Mackie, and they're in love, and all of this other stuff is happening. Goes, that's the only situation. And then Kai's like, you are correct. That is the only situation.
Wink,
I'm going to go
wink.
beat his ass to
Yeah.
death.
So he uses this footage to question John's loyalty to Kai. And then she
working
just
with
buys
the
it hook,
Covenant.
line, and sinker, even though they're the one. Kai was the first one to rebel with the fucking, hair and the gun and start feeling stuff. And all of a sudden, she's the first one to just believe in all this bullshit again from Command that does not make sense. Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe I
It's-
believe Vanek or something, but this all right. This
Or
is
she
put her
so
pellet back in?
frustrating. Yeah, maybe he put her pellet in her butt again when she wouldn't look. Another artifact is on Onyx, and Anna Ackerson says John is after it, so we've got to protect it. You go get him, and then we cut to my gift is gone from Maki. And Alex says it's because she's pregnant.
I was thinking that too.
No, I don't know why. No, it's
I
because
wanted
she
to be
has to be
so
there
fucking
with John.
true just
They
so
have to
you
do
could get
it.
mad.
I don't actually think that is, but it
No,
pisses you off so much. I'm going
yes.
to bring it up every opportunity I can. that
Exactly.
They're
Right.
going to have a Halo baby.
The Halo
Or
baby.
like they dig underground too much and then Ghost of Mars. That well was pretty deep. They're gonna
Why do you do
uncover.
this? Why do you do this when every time you go to Mars? And that stupid smile on your face. We're going to mention Ghost of Mars every fucking Halo episode because Joe is obsessed with it. So, John is on the loose in the basement. No lockdown. Please, can we skip this, says Halsey.
Yes.
In the Halsey and Quan scene. And I'm like, yes. And they hopefully we skipped it in our brains. And I just hate that they're using the old lady. So finally we get to the John and the Kai scene, and he tells her. She does, like, at least there's, like, tell her right away they took your armor and all this other stuff. He does. And then she just kind of like,
good.
yeah. So she's like,
This is the good part.
stay down.
It's like, I don't want to fight you. He's like, I'm not going to fight you.
He notices the camera, puts it right in front of the camera. He, basically, you're being their puppet right now. Look, and I think she's either too prideful to admit it in that moment, or she's already on her authority trip or something. She's turned into fucking street cop mode, and she's just
It's
stop
the
resisting,
pressure
stop resisting.
of the Spartan team and everything is building up. And I don't know. Trying to make a stupid
Her guilt
excuse
for
or
not
something.
being on reach. I don't know. But she keeps beating his ass, and she's about to kill him. She does stay her hand and hit him, and I guess it knocks him out completely instead of killing him. But then no Black Ops team shows up to take out John.
It's
Nobody
not
even
a
checks his
rush.
pulse to see if
It's
he's
not
dead.
a rush. It's fine.
It's fine.
It's fine. I told you, security's
Ackerson
pretty chill.
Ackerson goes for a nap. Maybe play some video games. I
He's
don't
like,
know
oh, he's
what-
down. We could kill him now. Nah, let him get up.
But I guess perhaps you could say that Kai was maybe slightly suspicious. She knew that the camera was on her, so she had to put on a good show. And then we find her later on. We'll get there in a bit, but in a simulation to try to check what he's saying.
She put on a very good show. If they're not even hinting at the fact that she's faking it. She beat the shit out of him.
Yeah, and then Cortana goes to the chief, tells him to touch the artifact, and while simultaneously informing to the admiral of her original job to be like, did I do good? And she's wondering, are you gonna like
Delete me or
delete
remember
me? And I'm like, I don't understand this version of Cortana. So she can be in every computer system. How's she gonna be deleted if she's already spread in that computer? I guess she needs to be tethered to the one thing that Maki has.
I think so.
I don't know how this. Okay, so maybe that's the Maki
magic.
has Cortana, right?
Computer magic. Yes.
But she can also teleport herself through a communication signal to then control all the internet, but she can't deposit herself in something else, and she's tethered. Okay.
I don't buy that at all.
No?
No. You used to be able to download video games from radio waves by recording them, like, seriously. You put a tape in, and then someone would play the code. So, no, she can download herself into whatever computer. But
Alex, look, they haven't done the research. Just let them do whatever they're doing.
No.
They're fucking up.
No.
Let them continue to fuck
He
up.
says.
I'm done.
So then Miranda is studying the artifacts down on Onyx. We have a small scene with Soren and his wife going to Thermopylae and saying, he's in there. Let's go get our son, kind of thing.
And they see
See
blood on
What is
there's
it?
blood.
It's blood.
Oh,
yeah. It's fresh blood, and it's...
Oh, why?
And then scene.
Okay.
I like that they
There's a
snuck
lot of
into there.
smashing to blacks in this, I guess, for commercials, but we didn't have commercials, so
Yeah.
it's just weird. But the odd choices for the fucks with the
Yes.
pacing. If a commercial was put right there, I'd be pissed. What the fuck is this?
Yeah. Do you like where they just completely snuck into this training facility and there was no... Everyone else is getting shot and captured the whole time, and
I did only because I don't care.
do you think she's like moonwalked and walked in there and it freaked him
I
out?
did! Because I don't care.
I don't want to see them like running, doing.
You don't
all
want
this.
to
I
expand
no,
on there.
I don't fucking care. Oh, they're in. Cool. Next scene.
Yeah, so then anyway, Kai finds out that Anderson is letting the Spartan 3s win, and ultimately she does trust John, and she runs the simulation, and she confronts Ackerson over all this bullshit, and he's like, well, I had to do it. Mahaha, is all this, and then, yeah.
Yeah.
And he goes, you're too late. I've already sent him Black Ops. Oh, which Call of Duty Black Ops did you send him? I want to play some.
You think she's going to be happy with
They
that
should be
decision?
arriving in 3 hours. Oh
From
no!
off planet.
It's down the hall.
He's-
What are we gonna do?
As he says that, she walks by the set. The doors open.
Oh god,
They're gonna get him.
they got 2 hours and 50 minutes. What are we gonna do?
All right, then this is when Chief walks to the artifact with Cortana helping him. That's kind of cool, classic Halo stuff here. And then the Covenant priest throws Maki down, and she's like, "They found her fucking rogue transmission. How dare they betray her? It's time to
Went
fuck."
to the
Are they
human
techno
world.
priests? What are they monitoring the transmissions for?
Yeah, well, they
Like
don't.
raves?
They didn't
and
trust
stuff?
their leader anyway, I guess. And then they start fighting each other. It's sweet, but you can't see any
I would
of
love
it.
to watch that. That would be
I'd love
cool.
to watch.
That's what you see with the blonde hair, with the slick back.
And the Karen haircut. What is this, Joe? You always
It's like I want to see the badass shit.
Yeah.
The guy has a badass sword.
just overacting for the camera. That's all the focus has to be on her.
Yeah. It's like do as much as you can because we can't afford it back
Yeah, I
then.
can't afford it.
Can't
Are
afford
you
it.
telling me that they don't model the things anymore? So when the camera goes like this and you just see elite
model
legs,
the legs.
there's
That's it.
no model up there. Yes, that's not how modeling works. They create the goddamn 3D model and the model is still there. Now they might not render it on the fucking computer so that it didn't take 3 hours to render. The focus is in the wrong spot.
Yes.
This is a whole Halo fucking series and series. The focus is in the wrong
That's the
spot.
main theme of the season.
camera is in the wrong spot. It's focusing in on Maki doing what? When goddamn elites, or what are their actual names? Sengilis are fighting each other, and the unique priest and this guy.
Yes!
I don't even know whether the priest survives or not.
Well, there were some loyal ones, and so I didn't know how many ones are loyal or not. But I mean, so I feel like I don't know. This is a super old reference. There's Superintendent Chalmers is in The Simpsons, where his kitchen's on fire. He's like, "Wait a minute, you're saying what's wrong with your kitchen?" He's like, "Oh, it's Aurora Borealis." He's like, "The Aurora Borealis is in your kitchen?" Yes. Can I see it? No. It's like I want to see what's going on back there so bad.
What happened? Because his kitchen's
His kitchen on fire, and he didn't want to tell him that it's. He actually said the Northern Lights are in his kitchen. He's like, "Ooh, can I see it?" No.
It's so bad, though. Again, like the priest had like a cool little like knife.
Little dagger, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, oh, I want to see him fight. No, okay.
No, I think he died immediately.
I don't because he's
So somehow the show is spinning its wheels somehow.
Yes.
And it's still spinning its wheels somehow. We're over here, episode 6. I'm getting a feeling there's no Pillar of Autumn. We're going to do some teleporting. Now, let's see how some people reacted.
I can't.
Go ahead.
Yeah, they're gonna. I think they're just gonna teleport there because it's easier.
Yeah, so she crawls up and then it starts lighting up. She's gonna go touch it and cuts back to John. Cortana's helping him throughout the way, opening up the doors and like messing with people's comms.
Yeah,
And the feedback going crazy.
She made that guy go deaf.
Yep.
Silver White Mango says, "Man, I think transitioning to a Halo universe where it's more than a two-sided conflict this early is fucking awesome. Because story-wise, it can go any way. Like, heck, in addition to the Flood and Forerunners, and the Banished is already in the background since Atriox was in Season 1. I hope they show that he survived and he's developing motivations to splinter off from the Covenant to form his own Banished faction." Somebody's like, wait, Matrix was in Season 1? He's like, yeah, he's a big brute in the end. So that would be cool. Like, if we get to that in Season 1 and we're focusing on Covenant, brutes, UNSC, or Halo, or Master Chief, that would be awesome. So these guys are making up better stories in their heads, thinking that we're heading.
They're filling in the blanks.
Exactly.
And so the focused
Yes.
storytelling is important. You can go off in different branches, but the problem is you're changing from an established and well-liked storyline, and that's fine. You can absolutely do that. There's a ton of things that we love that change the base. Starship Troopers, the movie, fucking awesome. Has nothing to do with the book. And so it's like they went off, they did their own thing, and both things can be loved. This is varying from the source material, and I don't think it's doing anywhere near near as well as the original, and that's why I'm judging it so hard. Because you had a layup, and you're fucking it up.
Has some to do with the book. I read that book in school as well. I chose it as my book. And they have power armor. Everybody has atomics, individual, the badass power armor. And there's one fucking Marine for entire sectors on an alien planet instead of the platoon style that we saw in the Paul Verhoeven. But I think I like the Paul Verhoeven take on that, the platoon style more. Anyways, here's another one. Anything can happen. They've already made major changes to the story with killing Keyes. Somebody says the rebellion is still pretty early. I could absolutely see this particular arbiter leading a bunch of heretics from a gas platform with guilty spark after the installation 04 blows up. And then Thel, and then somebody's trying to point out that Thel, who is the arbiter from the video games, this arbiter is now Var or something like that. He's a different arbiter. But they're saying the arbiter we know from the games led fleets to Glass Reach and many other planets and was the fleet commander above the first Halo game and thus was responsible for the Pillar of Autumn crashing. Var seems to be less responsible for human casualties right now to me. I guess they're comparing these two because maybe this is this universe's Thel and we won't actually see Thel. They'll just use Var as this universe's Thel. And he even brands himself, you know, in this episode, which I think Thel did right before. So I don't know. It seems like they're making him like a villain. And so I'm not really sure right now how he can end up joining Chief. So, but I do want him to end up joining Chief. But maybe we'll wait to see if Thel shows up. And yeah. So some people are thinking that Ackerson is starting to grow a conscience. They're fairly certain he will acquiesce and let go of his campaign to bury the Master Chief. And as his disgust of Parangonsky grows. And Kai will deliver his armor to him, and Ackerson won't object. Because I'm wondering, how does he get his armor back here? We've got 2 episodes left. It's going to have to be in the next episode or basically the final episode. And isn't that funny? That, like, we were complaining that he takes his helmet off in Season 1. So they're like, okay.
Fuck you.
Fuck you! He ain't in his armor for all of Season 2. Most of Season 2, fans. Fuck you.
They're setting up.
You're going to like it anyway.
They're just setting up the big moment, right? The big moment in the final episode is Cortana leading him through the Onyx base to his armor. He gets suited up, and he walks through the portal, and you hear, oh, and then
they
you're supposed to
use
And
that.
Perez will be like, I'm right behind you.
No, she's already.
Get the fuck out of here, Perez.
She's already gone through, and she's conquered the flood because Perez is the real
Stop
hero.
it. I'll allow her to go through and be one of the Marines.
Baby.
I found this baby. Looks like you. It's a big baby.
And then Master Chief goes through the portal and finds Maki, and then that's Master Chief.
That's cheeks.
Start clapping together.
Those are his cheeks clapping?
High five.
Their cheeks slapping together somehow.
Oh.
Perhaps. So, yeah. So that's what they think, and yeah. And I'm just waiting for Avery Johnson to show up, Sergeant Johnson, and people are excited. They're like, "Oh man, would that be cool? Maybe he gets introduced in Season 3."
This is all cool, but again, they're just...
They speculate. You know, it's just,
Yeah.
where's the story going?
Right now,
and at
it's
this
like,
point, I want to try to guess where the story's going. I get teleportation, a few Marines go in with him, and they get scattered across the installation. A few important characters. It's not just going to be Chief and Cortana by themselves on the thing, and then I don't know, man.
Some people get really excited about the potential of things, and they get excited about that, and then they theory craft in their own mind, and it's an exciting thing. But when you're like, hey, what did you think about this episode? In that kind of thought experiment, when someone's like, hey, we're gonna sit and think only about this episode,
that's what we're trying.
And that's what we're trying
There's
to
a lot
do.
of weaknesses
and then,
here.
like, if you only look at what is here, it is insanely weak, and I'm not excited about the potential because the series, like for the last season and a half, has been a giant pile of wasted potential.
Yeah. You've shown me right now that you can't handle the Season 3. Are they going to get the budget for season 3? Because I've seen a lot of cutbacks, a lot of news stories.
Paramount is hurting.
losing money,
Yeah.
and you need more money for Halo and Flood than you do what you're doing now. So it just makes us really, really worried. And we just want to warn you that we're seeing the telltale signs now that these guys are not the ones capable of handling it. But maybe a small goddamn hope if they say, okay, we listened to the fans finally. We're going to throw all this shit away. We're going to simplify the story, and we're going to Halo. We'll see.
Yeah.
Here we go. 2 episodes left. Thank you guys so much. We got Thermopylae, which is going to be Soren and Soren's wife, and Kessler's storyline probably, and then Halo.
Yeah,
the
and the
final
Kessler's going to be
episode
like, no,
where they
leave me
teleport.
here. I want to be a Spartan. It's like, okay, son. And they leave.
Okay. All right. We'll see you on the next Angry Joe Show. Bye, guys.